We're Steve and Naz, two quirky adventurers who travel the world documenting tiny houses, exploring exotic places, and trying out local food. We're also converting our own van for van life. Buckle up, subscribe, and join us on the journey.
Hi guys, how are y'all doing? I'm Nayara and welcome to Oat Living. Steven is right behind the camera and today we are here very close to Cape Town in South Africa. We came here to visit this tiny house behind me. Come have a look quickly. I will give you a quick tour. Look at this beautiful bright living space with a nice kitchen. And I love cooking, so a spacious surface for me is very important. A very comfortable couch. I love how the color scheme of this couch just mixes so well with the house, and I also love the fact that it's so nice and comfortable. The whole house looks through a massive window. It brings in a lot of light. Right here on the side, we have the bedroom just beside the living room, and this is a small dresser which divides the living room from the bedroom. It's a really clever idea, and a massive mirror that gives a lot of space to the house. Right here we have a bathroom. Here's a pocket door, and I love how it opens and closes so simply. It's a clever design. Hey, I love it. It's almost like a wood palette that just slides in and out. Have a look at this shower box. This is custom made, and we'll let you know more about it later in this video. Flushing toilet, a beautiful design for a sink, a curved mirror that follows the same curvature of the sink and the faucet all together, and a beautiful waterproof wallpaper. And can you believe this is a modular house that you can just buy and put on your property? Today we interviewed the builder of this tiny house, and he can give you all the details of how it was built, and I am 100% positive you will really enjoy this video, so stay tuned.
So welcome, I'm Steven, this is Mark, and here we are at Bungalow Modular Living, and Mark has designed an amazing tiny house. Yes. Would we call it a tiny house?
Tiny house. We're in our workshop of production, and then our fabrication side is on the other side. We're a little squeezed for space right now. We've grown really quickly.
Yeah, because that's really interesting. You used to be in furniture manufacturer.
Correct, yes, yeah. So all solid wood furniture, custom tables, benches, anything in solid woods. We did one-off pieces for many, many years, and then just decided to follow the passion actually, and this found us. And we had the opportunity, in COVID to change direction of where we were going, and we just felt it was the right time to do something. We spent that time building a prototype on the farm, and by the time everything opened up again, visitors and people passing through the farm now saw this tiny house that wasn't there before COVID. I was like, oh, where did that come from? And that's just gained traction, and I think the way that people have changed their mindsets from wanting so much now and realizing how they can actually live within smaller spaces, and how much emphasis we put on buying so much stuff, but we don't need all that stuff all the time. So the timing has worked really beautifully for a lot of people that are either struggling financially, or they want to make a change in their lives, or have decided that I don't need to be commuting as much as I am to and from work. I can work from a home office. I can work remotely from a small farm. I want the lifestyle more than I want the work style. And I think it's ticking the boxes for a lot of people.
So what do we have here? We've got these massive beams of, is it spruce wood?
Spruce, yeah. It's a slow-growing conifer. This is all European spruce. The winters in Europe are nice and cold. It slows the growth process down. It gives us a denser, more structurally solid timber. These lengths are 12-meter lengths. Once this is cut to a 9 and a 3, we use those two pieces completely, and we have very little wastage that comes out of here. We have used a couple of traditional woodworking joints in the way that we have created strong joints on our corners, and the way that our joists and our rafters fit in is a bit of a mortise and tenon. Basically, your joists and your rafters then slide into a fitting as opposed to putting an externally mounted fitting on the face of the wood. So it looks nicer, it's a cleaner join, and it's actually stronger.
How long did it take you to build your first prototype?
We put it up in about 8 weeks. We've done all the engineer drawings beforehand, and we knew that, on paper, it ticked all the boxes. And then I've got two fantastic guys that work with me. We translated everything from a paper into a practical element, and we put up the prototype, and I've never looked back. I mean, it's been an amazing journey from then.
So where do you use this wood, and where do you use that wood?
The spruce we use for all our structural elements, and that we maintain and care for with a natural plant-based oil called Pro Nature, and that has UV qualities, it has antifungal marble properties. The nice thing with oil is that it penetrates into the wood as opposed to being a varnish which just sits on top of the wood. So you're getting a better penetration into the wood, which gives you more lifespan as well. All our floor joists, all our rafters is all out of spruce. All our internal stud walling, we've used spruce there as well. It's all untreated, which means it's not high pressure treated with poisons. And the poisons that are stipulated, the South African standards, is actually an arsenic based poison. So it's there to kill the bugs that would possibly get into the wood, but if your wall is sealed, you've essentially got no way for the bugs to get inside there. And there is no slow release of that poison over time. So as we all try to move to tiny houses, we want to live obviously more eco-friendly and healthier lifestyle. We've chosen not to go for the poison route. We believe that timber is dense enough that it cannot house those insects and animals. So we use the spruce internally for all our stud walling as well.
And over here, there's something very interesting as well, isn't there?
There is. We've invested good time and energy into the shower, and we believe that's actually one of the stronger points of the bungalow as well. So it's 2.2 meters, so it'll give you more than enough space inside there, 1.1 by just on 900. We have made a pretty much what they call a plug, that is the mold of the fiberglass shower that has a release agent on the outside, and as they would build a boat, they put the gel coat down first, and they layer up their fiberglass paneling, and then we put a board stiffener into all the sides of the shower, so we get a very sturdy feeling shower as opposed to something that flexes inside there. So again, it's focused on quality and making sure that no water is going to get into the bungalow.
That's great. And back here we have the insulation.
Correct.
The insulation is essentially throughout all the walls, or most of the walls.
We do insulation in all the walls, in the ceiling, and under floor as well. Not always. That is then area dependent on that as well. But as far as ceilings and walls go, always insulated. And again, there's some interesting products coming out. There's your standard fibers that we're using, but there's also hemp products, and there's also the EPS options as well. So again, it's like, how green a footprint do you want to make? And as tiny house builders, we want to be exposed to these new beautiful products that are coming in. I mean, there's great hemp products.
Wow, Mark, this is amazing. I'm essentially standing in a tiny house here, aren't I?
You are.
So what is this?
These are the frames I was talking about earlier that we use for the back wall, the middle wall, and then the front big sort of framed facade. This is the 100mm spruce that we use for all our structural stuff. We use a half lap joint on the corners, which is a very strong woodworking joint, gives us the strength into the corner, which is then glued and screwed. And then these are the notches that we were talking about. So we just use a basic template and produce an accurate notch out. So when we get to site, whether we're building on site or building here, got to fit together.
Wow.
Yeah. Once our templates are in place, we keep it as a standard. So we're only improving on each bungalow as we build and as we go forward. These are our three frames. This is our middle frame that is standing up against the wall at the moment. And that's basically where the sliding door will fit into.
These two are...
One will be the back. This is the middle wall where the sliding door will go. Then we've got another one on the front, and they all tie together with joists and with rafters. This essentially is shredded timber, and those 18mm boards then are fitted inside of our framework over here, glued and screwed, and that's what gives us the torsional strength on the ends, on our sidewalls, and into our floor as well. Look, I think we're in an amazing position in life as human beings right now. I think that we've got two teenage kids who look at life through different eyes now. As much as the big corporates are trying to spoon feed all this consumerism to our kids, I think they are strong enough and independent enough to say, listen, I know what my life is about. I know that less is more into the future. I think a lot of people don't want to be burdened by big properties, by big mortgages, by being owned by their properties. And I think this gives a lot of people a lot more freedom to be less invested into what they've got and more invested into the life that they can and they want to live, by having disposable income, by having less to consider as maintenance and upkeep on the property. So it sets you free. It really, really does set you free. Whether it's a weekend holiday house, whether it's the way that you want to live permanently, whether it's something for your elderly folks in the bottom of your garden, the versatility of small house living is really good. And it has a much lighter impact on the earth globally as we go forward, you know? We have to be cognizant of that.
Well, Mark, it's been a pleasure, and thanks for giving us a tour of your tiny house.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give us your thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notification bell, because YouTube is very lazy and he never delivers the video to you. Don't forget to check Mark's website. We will leave on the description below, and leave us your comment. We really appreciate all your thoughts, and I see you guys in the next one. Keep well. God bless. Bye-bye.